Welcome back to Tran Plays Night of the Dead. In the previous episode, we managed to get the wrench, and now we're left in the second city without a real base to utilize. We do have a temporary theater base.
There are many abandoned vehicles everywhere, aren't there?
We do have a temporary theater base here, but our home base is way down here, and it's kind of a big run. So I have scouted out the city as well as looked around where this survivor shelter is. And we're going to build a base somewhere in this direction. I've already scouted out and looked around for where I might want the base. So we will need iron. Dismantling cars is a good way to get that. Also, it looks like the survivor in the next shelter wears bone armor. So if all things being equal, we'll hire a survivor from that shelter. However, they're not going to be equal, and I'll definitely pick better traits over some measly tier 3 armor. It's not even blue or yellow armor, it's gray as in common bone armor. I'm not worried about that. I like that they introduce a parking lot full of cars in the same area you learn to use the wrench. I don't know if they did that on purpose, because there were so many other things that we could have dismantled in the first town that required a wrench. We will be needing to move back and forth here, and whatever's chasing us will probably get shredded by that. But we don't want to leave this area unattended to. Come on, Grace. Thought I saw a leg back there, an enemy leg that is, but I think it was just the shredder nail. But yeah, we don't want to leave this area completely unattended, so having some sort of craft will be good. Alright, I've packed up most of our supplies. Let's go ahead and start dismantling a lot of this. Zombies are still trying to approach us, as you can see here. Fortunately, while we can't clip under it, you can crouch under it, but zombies will just breeze on through it. I do have the 100%, so I should be able to just walk away with everything. Alright, we're going to haul all of this with us for now, and we'll come back for my food and ammo and my other component parts that we reassemble into greater parts. We'll leave the trap here to protect the base. It won't stop anybody who's dedicated to demolishing our stuff, but it will offer some level of protection, and we won't be leaving it alone for too long. Yeah, I have been searching. For example, let's say that it was a very tall building. It was in front of our redwood shelter, but it was super tall, we'll say 12 stories or something. And I built some chests at the bottom of it. When I came back, they were almost destroyed because some zombies were just bashing on it since they didn't want to climb the stairs after us. We have a ways to go before we get to our target destination. I left a few inventory slots open in case we found things we wanted to loot on the way, such as the cars or something.
My bag is full.
That was fast for you. Let's turn off your
Well
synthetic
thought out.
object looting, and I'll take care of it. I have not yet turned on any respawns. You can see it's still 1359 at the top right.
For constructing complex machinery like vehicles, more components than you might expect are required.
Yeah, it's still a ways off, but we'll cut through this grassy area. I don't know if it's the best spot for a base in this other town, but it looked good enough. I don't think I need something too large, and it's small enough to easily cover. It has 1.5 entrances. Realistically, the number of entrances is the most important thing to me.
Feels like someone's watching us.
I'm not sure my counters went up when she killed that guy. What I've marked on my map isn't completely exactly where it is supposed to be, so I still need to find it. What I mean by that is I did not 100% click exactly where I was heading, but it is in this region. These guys, they actually spray their spines out at you in order to do damage. So it's like those monsters in Dead Space that were attached to the walls. I don't know if it's their spines, but yeah, they eject something from their torso and attack you with it. I don't know if that means they're less dangerous up close, but right now she's not doing too much. It's not this one, but it's nearby. Oh, here it is. I found it. Yeah. This area. I recognize it because the roadblocks. Looking around, there's no doors leading into the building, so they have to go. They can't take this as a shortcut. Not that I was worried about it. This is the half entrance. Here's the primary entrance, so we just need to wall that off and assume that they could still get in if they chose to break it. But yeah, there's no other way in. I don't think they'll be able to squeeze through that at all. This is where we're set up. Let's go ahead and take these and order you to
I don't like it,
start looting.
but I'll follow along.
Clear up the ground, and we'll start setting up some chests first.
My bag is full. At last.
Okay. We'll put the chest on this side, maybe straight ahead of the entrance, just so that way when I'm heading into the base more often than not, is to probably deposit things. I don't plan on surviving Horde Night in this area. I do prefer having still one way in just for protection, just for being able to manage. Just trying to fine-tune the turning. And I think that looks good. Maybe it needs a concrete wall behind. Oh. Maybe too close. Yeah, well, that's probably too close. We can always move it later, I suppose. So we'll put these two right next to each other. So those chests are not good enough. We need to get them to stick out of the plank or the shelf so I can reach them more easily. And realistically, I might even just I might build everything at a slight angle.
My body feels stiff.
I think I probably will, frankly, because I don't want to have to fine tune everything all over again, all the time. Anyways, we'll see. Not that it has to be perfectly straight, but I feel better knowing everything is lined up nicely. So I think that sticks out far enough. Fire, which is a big worry, really, given that there are bombers and stuff wandering around. Alright, need to line these up fairly well. I don't know if it I don't think it will. Yeah, because it sinks a little bit, so I can't line these up any further. Ah, that's fine. I want this. I don't want it sinking in, actually, because then it makes it harder to pick up. No! Yeah, that's exactly why. Because then it becomes more difficult to manage that stuff. You really not... Do you really not like it because of the half floor? I'm not even sure the half floor is properly affixed to the wall or not. If it's not affixed to the wall, then the moment any one of these floors breaks, the whole thing falls apart. Maybe I will just make this angled snap using the snap feature. Because I can't afford to have my chests on unstable ground. I think the reason why this wasn't working is because my angle of the half floor was off. Yeah, see, it says going deeper on this side and was sticking out on this side. Trying to see if maybe I should put the chests up against that. Alright, time to start storing stuff. I don't have a name for each one of these yet, but we'll just start throwing things in. Alright, let's run on over to the previous area. It's in this direction. I can see on the compass the yellow building. I didn't bring any pistol ammo. So if I were to need to fight that bomber, so I'm trying to travel light. He got me even though I dodged. No, it didn't look like it hurt me. So that might have been evasion, or it might be invincible while you're dodging. But for right now, I need to consolidate everything.
Shall we take a breather for a moment?
Open for business. One of the reasons why I don't want to leave stuff in that lobby is when I do turn on zombie respawn, I don't want it to get trashed. Okay, we're back in base. I wonder if my teammate can jump over the wall too. Does not look like it. She can jump on top of the vending machine. And then jump over the... No, she doesn't even make it. Well, let's start with some walls. Maybe a door here, actually. Nah, we probably never use it. We'll put a door in just in case anyways. Line it up nice against the wall just for looks. But that's what most of the building is anyways, is doing it to make you happy with how it looks. Push it a little bit more to the left. Want to make a marker or anything? Would that help? Okay, would you please just stay still? apparently that took out the beam. We want the door to open so that the door itself is facing the wall. Let's get that pushed in a little more, and we want the door not to open into the wall itself. I know I just kind of contradicted myself. I'll explain once I place it. So we want the door to swing open and face the wall. We want the doorway, the door frame, not to clip into the brick so that we can just run on through. That looks good. Try this gate. Never used one. Surprised I have the resources for it right away. Maybe if they make the gate backwards a little bit more, that even if that did get broken, they would have to go through this area. Not sure they would ever really attack it. I mean, they might if it gets super crowded. I'm not planning on doing Horde Night here, but I should probably still plan for it in the long. I always call it Horde Night. Every night is Horde Night here. Let's open it inward so the zombies don't smack it. Surprised how dark it is, but I'm pretty sure it's because of my wall. I'd like it to actually be lower so it doesn't clip out the roof, though. It looks ridiculous clipping out the roof. Can I do that, or will the game be too picky about the elevation? That should look okay. Yeah, that looks good. Some traps. I don't know if compressors are the way to go still. Okay, that's at least a start. If we can get Grace to stand in front of it, that'll keep the zombies from biting me when I'm trying to work inside the base. And then secure this so it doesn't burn down. Reach the floor. I can't get to the floor, so what I have to do, I think, is dismantle my... I finally made it around. I think I'll have to dismantle the wall I just upgraded, which is fine. I'll get all my stuff back. The problem is, will this whole thing collapse? Which it might very well. This is stupid. I'm obviously looking at my floor here. There. If I do that for all of them. Hey, get off my furniture, dude. Dude! So annoying. Repair it with a branch. Fine. I will repair it. But yeah, he couldn't figure out how to get to me. He didn't want to eat her, so he started smashing up my stuff. Thankfully, he only hit it. I mean, I guess it didn't matter if he hit it once, because 6 times is still going to cost the same to repair. Alright, so we needed copper before we can make more traps. We can at least make a couple with. That's not like cutters don't jive well with guillotines, or not guillotines, compressors. Spike floors do work though. What about this? Nope. It feels off given that it's not lined up with this, but it works still. But it's not like dizzying, but it feels a little awkward looking in that direction. No. If I put barricades, it's just going to make her run into them. So we need some nails. Actually, let's make another stack. If I put a half floor, I think I can do this. Let's put a half floor there just to line it up. The trap. Lumber. Do I want it this way? Do I want it this way? I think this way. It should help slow them down. Okay, it is fireproof. This stuff here is not fireproof, but that doesn't actually support anything. It's just for aesthetics. Barely ran out of resources making all this happen. What is this? This is equipment bench. All right, we'll move that stuff later. That was a little annoying that he was smacking my buildings though, so we may want to just make an extra wall. Fortunately, there's nothing for it to snap to. Trying to make it so I can easily see if any zombies are coming in. So I don't want it angled where I can't look at anything. I can see. Okay, and is it... So I can tell her by she's using the sword that something's trying to reach us. Alright, we are now ready to go. Let's start scavenging.
Be careful.
We'll start with this building right next to us. It is a fairly tall building. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13 windows high.
Take a breather for a moment. Be careful. You turn into a zombie, I'm leaving you behind. Yes. We were living right next to a hive of zombies. That was just the first couple floors right there. But on the bright side, it'll be very easy to get stuff back to base. So I can make regular trips back. This is actually a kind of a copy of the building where
There's a zombie right there. Where I was so tall that I did just I made some chests lined up against these tables here, bar stools or whatever. And yeah, I came back down and zombies are just bashing the whole thing. Also, flipping them inside out will be good if I'm ever doing battle in these bases. If the zombies are set to respawn, that I can walk on in and see immediately around me rather than trying to dart around the doors, which does happen. Zombies have no problem seeing you through the doors. You can't see a thing though. That is the first floor. If we take a look at what we were carrying, you can see why I quickly loaded up, like on maxed out on inventory space when I was searching this place off camera. That is some copper wire. We might immediately start making some traps right now. Ingots, we have tier 1 process. Yeah, we get some iron plates. Not very many left. Until the rebar. We'll say 6 iron plates. So these serve as actual collision objects. They can't walk through them, so that will slow the zombies down as they're trying to move past this compressor. Guillotines should do some major damage. They all pretty much are the same layout, if the building is the same as the first one we went in. It might be a little taller, I'm not... It has got a lot of loot. That absolutely does, and it's worth looting, but it's probably not worth recording. So the first floor will have an open plaza on that side, but the subsequent floors will be in a little office area. I'll just loot the fun-looking stuff first. Shatter that cardboard box like it was paper. Well, someone just went plummeting down to the ground. He's still alive. Dude, you ever gonna catch up to us? Didn't see that one until he was already mid-swing. My power-ups vanished. That was what the double hunger sound was. There goes another one. Check my teammate, make sure she's not in over her head. I think I ended up. I'm pretty sure I didn't end up pushing her because I don't think you can actually push zombies by walking into them. Yes, elevation, the worst enemy of any player trying to do melee combat in games. Sometimes ranged combat too.
We've made it this far.
Either her wounds disappeared, or she was never wounded, or she spawned in, which shouldn't happen. But who knows? Maybe the gunfire can randomly spawn somebody in. Alright, so we did check out the 3rd floor. Let's check out the 4th floor now. Of course, we will loot everything, but primarily our first pass through is to clear the area of zombies so we can search without any distractions or problems.
Finish this.
Let's try not to send her downstairs. This is the 5th floor. Remember, there's at least 13 floors in this thing. Actually, there were 13 windows that I counted, and the 1st floor doesn't have extra windows because it's just double tall windows, if I remember right. I don't believe there's a roof access either from inside or anything, so there's nothing to search. So it should be 14 floors. Still a lot.
Good fighting.
Every now and then, a big battle will appear on the steps because we'll get caught somewhere on there, and that'll attract other zombies. She has trouble keeping up with you as you progress through the building.
Seems like there's some.
Fortunately, the weak point disappears really quick, especially if you're swinging. Just trying not to let her blow up the box. Feels late in the game day, but it's noon. Tried to thrust attack when my character stopped on the steps, which makes sense. You can't really slide very well. I can go upstairs. Another, I think, desert outfit. This is 25% drop. Mine is 44%. Yeah, we're keeping the old one. Well, I might slip it on her, but she's wearing tier 4 armor right now. Maybe tier 5. We'll have to deal with that zombie later. I've already lost count of what floor we're on. We're like on floor 6 or something.
Soldier, it seems that your equipment is wearing down quickly.
What's wearing down? My armor? No. Nothing's wearing down. Right now. I mean, yeah, I've experienced a lot of wear and tear. I've used plenty of repair kits. I don't know what triggered that particular mission. Blue lockers probably have ammo.
Got any decent equipment?
Oh, there goes a crate.
Soldier, do you remember the feeling when you attacked your first scope?
Aim for the head with the Rebellion Assault Rifle. Axe Murderer. Attach with one-handed axe. Do we have a one-handed axe on me right now? No, we do not. I'm sure we have some in the base. I don't think you're carrying any on you. Yeah, no. We have a Rebellion Assault Rifle, so I guess we could do that. Let's finish what we're doing first.
I feel something behind this.
Oh, come on. Oh, it was this one. I was gonna say I was nowhere near that. Actually, do I even have that scope on me? No, oh, right there. Okay. Guess we could try it now. That's not my shield. Where's my shield? I think it's in my hands. We have 2 bullets. That's not enough to do the quest. Unless we need like 50 headshots or something. Desert Strider, 14%. That's not very good, but it is... Actually, it's worse than what I've got. Okay. It's got movement speed. I like that a lot. I will actually literally move faster wearing it, rather than wearing nothing. You didn't finish it. Oh, come on. I didn't even brush up against you. Top floor, finally. Out. Lamp is good. I don't have very many of those, so I can put that on a lot of things. But I'm sure we'll be walking away with copper wire from this building. We can continue to upgrade the production facility of this base. Need to also stick a flag somewhere on it as well. Tell just by the outline of it that this is something I wanted to search.
Soldier, in the battlefield, the enemy that enters our range of attacks is the biggest threat.
Okay, thank you. Alright, so let's take a look at the quest he just gave me. Ruler of the vast battlefield. Glaive air booster. What? If zombies get too close, they can be pushed away using the knockback of the air booster. And chain handle. We'll get the glaive. Oh, okay, we do have air boosters. Okay, well, we have a glaive back at base as well, a better one. So we'll put this on for the time being. However, was it thorn handle you wanted, or was it something else?
Let's take it easy.
Chain handle. This is thorn handle, bolt handle. There's a chain handle right there. She might not. There's one right there as well.
Looks like it's time to lighten the load.
There it is. Yeah, we have 2 quests that we need to take care of with equipment that we have found in this region. We keep our current one. And what about my teammate? She's got tier 4 armor with 70 protection, but no other bonuses. Yeah, did I say 70 protection? Yeah, 70. This offers 20 or 10 protection. Now she's already pretty beat up too. She would do a lot better with the shield, but the problem with her using the shield is she just doesn't attack. I kind of wanted to drop on down. I don't think it'll hurt that bad. Let's make a quick save, just in case. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't hurt that bad.
This is definitely the taste.
There's one of the ones that fell. It might be the only one that fell. When I saw the red appear after I landed and took damage, I thought, oh, did I just die? See how this spike thing just kind of pushed him back? It's obviously not enough traps to stop him from making a concentrated effort, but it definitely gives me warning and time to prepare or respond. Maybe make something else as well. Doesn't want to be placed there because it's overlapping with the gate. So what if did another half floor again? Game doesn't like it too much, but I can do it this way. So hammer, demolish this. Trap. Maybe cutter this time. Can't overlap other objects. Yep, anything else? I don't want the mallet. The mallet would send them flying through. And we're trying to dismantle this. Okay, I wanted to make sure that this did not collapse just because I dismantled the half floor. Okay, well that's an extra layer of defense there. Somebody's still aggroing for us, probably from inside that store. What are my missions for combat? Attack a zombie with a glaive and headshot with throwing axes. Yeah, I guess assume that is something I craft. Probably the mechanic. Would it be under mechanical equipment? Sounds like an odd thing, but it's possible. Let's worry about the glaive for now, and we'll mess with that. Plan on searching this building, but we'll go and clear it of zombies.
Something's going on. You better stay on your toes.
Ah, that is slow. Also, you can't seem to do the thrust attack with it, which is the right click, left click. It's probably not what I really want for indoor fighting, really. It's not per attack, because, is it? Maybe it is per attack. In that case, my strength puts me at a disadvantage here. Right, I'm at 6 right now, which she just killed that one. That does not count for me. So I've got to kill 100 zombies. Which is, you know, understandable. Completely understandable. Can we tell you to non-combat? You don't mess with it. I'll take care of it. What? Does he throw grenades? What is that? He throws grenades. Now, it sounded like there was a zombie in that building. I didn't realize I could actually enter it.
I need something to...
So I was looking at the building earlier when I was walking past it. Maybe, oh, these are doors. I see. I thought that the wooden thing was maybe like a bathroom door type deal where you can see the below and above. I didn't realize the whole thing is just a flat out door.
You'd better stay on your toes.
Yeah, he died before. I thought he died because I'm not sure what caused me to think he died. Maybe the lightning sound made me think that it was his head exploding. But then he didn't fall down, so I was like, oh, I better keep shooting him. This is easier. Searching through the wall. Actually, if you do plan on taking care of it, then yeah, I'll go ahead and break it. Alright, we'll go ahead and dismantle the rest of this as well. We are back in town, or I mean, my base. Let's go and take a look at some of these things. First, I'm going to go and move this stuff around. Let's move these to mechanical equipment over here since it doesn't upgrade into a larger beast. Then we take the electronics workbench and we'll line it up with this over here. Alright, we need to craft 1 wire connector and 5 electric wires. It might be in mechanical equipment. We'll need a few more. So we'll craft 2 stacks of 5 and then a wire connector, which is an equipment item.
There's an essential component used in buildings that run on electricity.
So they want us to make a plug and a motor.
To set up and use an electrical system, we first need to generate power.
Okay, I'll move this later, but the wind power generator is very loud. Just slap it down out here. Can I place it on this directly? Yeah, I can. Let me try to. I'm trying to look at where the tail is. I can't. Right, so we'll make the tail face outward and the building itself face me. We'll move this. We have 100% demolish rate, so it doesn't. We can always move things where we want. But I'm trying to.
If you've generated power with a generator, you need to store it somewhere.
Next thing, we need 2 batteries and 1 plug.
Let's construct a battery now.
The way the battery works is I mean, I have some understanding of it. There's 10 inputs and 1 output. So let's go ahead and we'll just slap it down like this.
To produce electricity with the generator and store it in a battery, they need to be properly connected.
Okay, so I was trying to figure out which way is which because I can't really see it. But the blue ones are what I want to connect to my power generator. So if I theoretically had 10 wind generators in this direction, it would look silly for them to clip through it. So we'll try reorienting the battery. I don't think there's a visual difference, at least not one I can easily see. Okay, maybe I think I can tell. If I can tell, it's actually very difficult. So now the 10 blue sides should be on. Yeah, there they are. So it wants me to go ahead and equip the wire connector and then plug this in. Grace says the electricity might explode. I don't know if that's a thing or she's just, you know, that's a random bark. But in RimWorld, these could lead to horrific fires.
Now it's time to utilize it.
Trap. We need another red object. I think that's motor. What do I need to upgrade this? Need another motor. Okay, we need a transistor and electronic circuit. Alright, it's now a max level workbench. Make engines, I need aluminum ingots. Aluminium. I know people say aluminum, but I like to say aluminium because it just sounds cooler. Alright, let's see here. We need to upgrade the wooden cutter.
Connect the battery to the iron saw to supply it with power.
Yes. Yes.
Now we connect it to one of these. You can also connect it right through it. That's convenient. So I don't actually have to be looking at it. Right, I can just do this. We have created our first automated trap. And I see this says craft a motorcycle. Is that all there is? We still need to craft a trap modification armor and equip it to a melee iron trap. We can also make a wooden ballista into iron. Let me craft a few energy parts. We need a transistor. Once it hits the midnight, I'll make a save and I'll show you what I've been working on other than this part.
The minigun turret is a long-range trap that can deal high damage to a single target with its incredible firing rate.
Transistor for that.
Shall we try making a more powerful ballista bolt?
Yeah, unfortunately I have to keep running back and forth. That's why I tried to create a couple more. It's almost midnight, but that's okay. I'm just going to show you what I am doing. So I need a transistor. Should have made some ballista bolts while I was there. Now you can relay or daisy chain, I think it's called, from one turret to another. So I could connect it, say, to this one, and then connect. Whoops, I put it wrong. Input. So I could connect this output into, say, that one if it was too far away. Let's go ahead and whip up some ammo for these. I don't know how many I need, so like 10 of those, and we need improved ballista bolts as well. Make sure the door is closed. Only one's already inside. The door is closed. G. Now we're going to make a save here. We'll probably move these closer. I just was slapping things down. But I'm going to save here. You see all this recruit, second, round 14. Alright, once it's done saving, if I move too quickly, the single player locks up. When I go to the single player mode, I go back to the main menu and then I change the difficulty. Because what I'm trying to do is, now that the midnight has passed, the people in the strongholds, I forget the name of it, shelters. The people in these shelters, the recruits in the shelters, have been generated. So all I'm doing at this point is I'm just testing to see if they're a person I want to keep. If they are, then we would play this seriously. Right now I'm just trying to speed run that section, which is why we're lowering the zombie amount to 100, speeding this up to 60 minutes, and we're going to make the zombies themselves incredibly weak. So we don't have to worry about anything. Is that everything I need to worry about? I think so. We'll hit start game, and we'll just kind of blaze through these guys. So everything from this point on is not being saved. We can probably scoot this forward. So any resources we expend here is just for fun. Scoot this way forward. I don't want it to get punched, but at least this way it'll start working. It's like skeet shooting now that they're getting shoved into the air and they're getting shot by the minigun. Obviously, we're not getting experience for this, and we're almost to level 50, so this is why we need to do this. We need to basically farm for a good person, a strong warrior. I put in 100 wave mob, but realistically, I could just put in 50 if I wanted the wave night to go faster. We still need to wait for hour 6, however. Let's go ahead and give my teammate submachine gun and a bunch of bullets, and we'll just stick her out in front. By doing this, I have seen that the enemy largely ignore your teammate. Take that away, take these away. I don't want her to use any melee. Follow her character, follow her order, prefer ranged combat. Let's park her out in front. Also, with team damage off, it looks like these pushers don't knock me into the pit.
You better stay on your toes. I need something that can boost my style.
Just get her to go. No, thanks. I'll be okay because they lowered their damage to nothing and their health to nothing. I'm just trying to get her. I think I got harpooned again. Either that or just getting punched. Oh, she's in there, but that's okay. It just means that she's going to have an easier time shooting everybody. Get her to stop. Now she's punching. We just basically need to wait till hour 6, and I'll kind of explain further what's going on. So what the people have been generated, and I just need to race it to hour 6. She's very loud. It is still like it's right next to my ear. Of course, I'll always be toning down game audio for you. So what we need to do is we need to wait until hour 6, and then check out the shelters for their survivors and see how good they are. If they're good, then well, I guess we'll keep that run. But so far I've done that number of rounds. I think we saw 13 rounds, and I haven't been satisfied with the survivors I've seen. However, an interesting thing is round 11 and round 13 survivors are exactly the same. Same name, same stats. I don't know if they happen to draw from the same pool and it's always the same pairing, and I just happen to draw the same number twice, or if I just ended up having the exact same seed of things based on actions I was doing up to midnight. Because as you saw, I was running around. I had some knowledge of what I needed to do to build the generator and stuff. And it's a little bit different each time because of how long I take to build each item or where I put each item. Let's see that there's a giant over there. Remember that the enemies are extra weak. Oh, yeah. My outfit gives me extra range damage. So we'll give that to her, actually, just so that we can... I know she's in the middle of the zombie pit there, and she has no gear now, but this will be okay. Give her these. I'll take that. Equip her with these, and now she will do an additional 50%, an additional 49%, an additional 45%, an additional 50%. So basically she does 3 times the damage per bullet. Oh, the birds. I think the birds are getting killed by my traps up here. I'm hearing them amidst the loud rat-a-tat-tat of her gun.
This armor made of bone has been significantly strengthened in terms of damage.
Oh, yeah, I need to get hit by a bunch of zombie acid so I can get another quest about chemical resistance. I guess I hadn't worn bone armor yet. I'm waiting for Grace to warp behind me. I think as long as you're looking at Grace, you won't warp. Because I've tried motorcycling away with her on my screen, and she didn't warp behind me. The moment I turn around, she just ends up parked on my motorcycle. Alright, so it's almost hour 6, because we've reduced the game timer to 60 minutes per day.
Something's going to happen.
We just blazed through the night again, but this is not anything we're keeping, so I'm okay with all the resource expenditure. Would make vehicle. We need a motor and a gear. Motor. I really wish the game would just automatically generate it for you. I think some games, specifically, was it Ogre Battle, that if you didn't have, say, a helmet and you needed that to create a knight, it would just buy the helmet for you. It didn't give you free items. It would consume all the inventory you had in your storage. If you lacked certain items, it would take money from your funds to purchase that said item. I wish you guys did more stuff like that. So we'll go and fuel this up. We can stick 150 max in it, and it takes us about 12 fuel to get to each shelter.
Shall we give it a run?
There's a couple interesting... Actually, let's go ahead and try to get this motorcycle stuck. Let's turn on my headlights and my flashlight at the same time. I'm going to try to get this motorcycle stuck a little bit. On purpose. Trying. There, that should do.
Driving too recklessly?
No? There. Alright. See how we have pickup as an icon? This only lasts for a while. You see it? I have a timer. But this is a safety mechanism you can use in case your vehicle gets stuck. I remember driving in 7 Days to Die being a bit wonky, and I didn't like it. I think I like it even less than Night of the Dead, and it's been a long time since I played 7 Days to Die. But if I remember right, if you drove forward for a while in 7 days, your camera would eventually center in. You notice how I haven't touched the mouse at all since we started, and it never will try to center your camera where you're looking. That means that independently, you must move your camera independently at all times to where you're driving. I will say that a lot of the game design decisions here do reflect that they probably don't have an interest in making a controller ready, and I'm okay with that because when you streamline an entire keyboard into 6 to 8 buttons on a controller, you end up with a lot of shortcomings. For example, I can personally control 8 items on my hotbar rather than having to open up a command wheel and then cycle over to a specific thing. However, one of the things that would reflect a controller design decision idea is that the camera would eventually center where you're going, because there wouldn't be a mouse look involved.
This is definitely the taste.
We are trying to head towards the shelter, which is in this direction. I was busy yapping, so I wasn't really paying attention where I was going. Alright, so we have made it to the shelter. One of my problems with this, having a third teammate, I wasn't even sure I wanted a third teammate after I started seeing these numbers, but right now I have 2,091.25 experience. If I say cut this bush, I get roughly 7 XP. Remember, I'm at 5 times experience right now. I scroll down to say right there, because I was preparing for the night. However, when I get another teammate, I'll end up getting something like 0.1. So about 80% of the experience is lost. It's not that it was shared evenly between the team, and as I wasn't ready for
A new day is beginning.
splitting my experience from 50% to 33%, but that's not what's going on. You get 10%, roughly, and Grace gets maybe 10%, and your teammate will get 80%. It's a catch-up mechanic, because I was thinking like, wow, you lose so much experience. I'd be okay with sharing the experience, but I was thinking that you just lost the experience outright. So I wasn't even going to get a third person. Unfortunately, because we're not level 50 right now, we can't actually get him at the same time as Grace. So we will have to dismiss Grace.
Another survivor.
But again, we aren't keeping any of this. Let's go ahead and release her.
Let's go our separate ways then.
All right, let's do this.
Recruit Adam, and then we'll take a look at what he's like. See, we only have follower count 1 because we're not level 50.
To survive, we need to keep moving.
Take off his gear so we can see his base stats. He is a researcher. So these are not fantastic abilities. So what I would do is I will go ahead and log all of this into my notebook, and then I'll give him a star for every good trait he has. Every bad trait will negate a good trait. And of course, some of these things might be polar opposites. For example, steel stomach, HP recovery, and indigestion, HP recovery. These are going to cancel each other out. Forgetfulness will count against him because that's going to lower his drop rate. So that being said, I don't know how much these guys will kill. However, on the flip side, I am giving him stars for things like damage up, which is to kill things. So it's got the same level of value if you want to look at it that way. He would have 1 star, 2 star, no, not for Speedster, 2 stars, 3 stars. He'd have 3 stars, 2 stars with minus forgetfulness. So this would be a 2-star character. The best I've found so far is a 3-star character. Basically someone with 3 advantages over disadvantages. Here's Grace's stuff.
Seems like we've gathered a lot of...
Alright, now we need to drive to the new shelter. It's one we haven't been to yet in our playthrough. But since the game has already marked it for us and we're checking to see if survivors are worth keeping for the night, we're just going to drive on over there. But let's pretend that Adam was someone with stats we wanted. In that case, we would load the second recruit round 14 save that we had made and play it normally with the full-on zombie damage stats and health stats and everything just as normal, keeping the 5x experience points because I think it's bogus that they give you a 5th of their experience, and play from there. This is solely to figure out are there going to be people worth keeping, and they are generated at midnight. I can actually just hide. Oh, I've never seen a giant in the wild. He may be a wave giant. It's right here. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep that in mind for later, and maybe we'll come check out that area later during the actual playthrough. I didn't note down the coordinates or anything. I just have an idea it's at the top of the mountain. I don't normally drive this way. I normally kind of drive along the outskirts of town because it's a lot smoother of a ground. But I was just driving up the mountain since I'm talking while we're doing this. Kind of keeping me occupied, and I'm not driving my best. We need to kind of cut to the right a little more than what the compass tells us to go, because we do have to go around a wall. I'm kind of looking forward to the idea of having a third person, and apparently when you get to level 99, you can have a fourth person. That's what the game tells me when I look up the follower orders, which I can't do while I'm driving. I can't interact with follower orders or anything. I can't interact with my inventory. Like I hit tab. Oh wait, never mind. I can't interact with my inventory if I hit tab. I can even eat food while I'm on the motorcycle, which is great, because I think it's always ridiculous in certain games you can't do anything. The lack of being able to do follow orders, I'm hitting tilde right now. That's my follow order command. Nothing. I wonder, hold on, if I hit tab, I haven't tried this yet. If I hit tab and then follow order, no, nothing. What if I hit my F1 key? Can I? Ooh, okay, that's how we can do it. Still, I shouldn't have to work around it like that. Also, I think some of the zombies that charge at you during
It's
the...
a bustling city center. Well, except there's no one around.
I think some of the zombies that charge at you during the day are also counted as wave zombies. Because I have seen them literally spawn in front of me while I was driving a motorcycle, and they offered little experience
Who
points.
taught you how to drive?
So here's... what's her name? April or something? Emma.
What kind of battle did you face today?
No more zombies.
Grave looting. That you have to use a pickaxe on sarcophagus. Sarcophagi. I always feel weird saying that because I'm not even sure that's really how you would say the plural of sarcophagus. But that's how you open up graves. I don't know if there's any point to opening up graves if you don't have a quest. The only grave I've opened up was for a quest, and the only thing you could interact with was to pick up the treasure, the quest's grave looting goods inside.
Are you trying to survive here too? Finally, we're a team now.
Since he has bone armor, his stats would be different if I were to try to look at their damage or protection values. Whereas the guy in Walter Wagner's place will have leather armor. This is a soldier. That's good. That's a good start. +1, +2, +3, +4. We'll say +5 for marksmanship. But then we'll reduce 1 for IQ 50, so that'd be +4, +3. So he's a 3-star person in my view. But I'll still log it down and then decide, hey, are we going to come back and get this guy? That's just autosave. But that's what we're doing. And when I'm ready to show you our character, if I ever decide to find a character I'm happy with, then we'll play the night normally and I'll show you what's up from there. So for now, let's go ahead and return back to our normal timeline.